For an exhilarating journey into the boundless world of imagination. Welcome, comic book enthusiasts, to the extraordinary realm of Out of Obscurity. This groundbreaking anthology, published by Arrow Comics, unveils a legion of aspiring creators, each eager to leave their mark on the industry. Prepare to be captivated as they breathe new life into obscure public domain characters, creating their own unique tales within the pages of this awe-inspiring collection. Out of Obscurity is a testament to the unwavering passion and creative prowess of these emerging talents. They have meticulously resurrected forgotten heroes and heroines, spinning intricate yarns that span the ages. Brace yourself for action-packed battles, mind-bending mysteries, and heartwarming triumphs that will transport you to uncharted territories of excitement. By supporting our Fund My Comic campaign, you become an essential part of this historic endeavor. Together, we can catapult these aspiring creators towards their dreams of comic book glory. Join us on this epic odyssey and witness the birth of new legends. Your generous contributions will not only help us bring Out of Obscurity to life, but also grant you access to exclusive rewards, including remarkable artwork, signed copies, and behind-the-scene glimpses. Embrace the spirit of adventure, for within these pages, untold wonders await. Together, let us ignite the spark of greatness within these visionary talents and redefine the landscape of the comic book universe. Be a part of history and make Out of Obscurity a reality.
Хоча покажу, як кожен спортсмен піднімає логліфт.
Покажи.
Можемо почати з Тірекса.
Ну давай, ложись в стену, давай.
А, блядь, сейчас шучу.
I'm so sorry. And this is
Whoop, sorry about the dead air. I have tape on my hand. I'm removing a mailing label. Just a sec. Anyway, thanks you guys for being here. It looks like I got 3 or 4 people here. Lion Ratton, how you doing? Let's see, highlight some stuff here. What kind of drinks are we drinking? And I'm drinking warm water and just water. What? No soda pop? No soda pop. Ratton, how you doing? Sorry about the voice cracks. And hello to Tank Ferret. I'm going to pretend I know what you mean by the secret alpha, although I think I do. I don't know. The moment I hit go, or the moment I start setting up for a stream, I completely forget all kinds of things, and you guys can make puns I'll never get. So let's see. I got to remove. What am I removing? Remove that one. Boop, there we are. Hey, oh my gosh, I'm huge. And let's see. So because of work, so the usual vamp to open is just talk about the gym. Because of work, I had to not go to jujitsu many days. Mailing labels. Not go to jujitsu several days last week, and that sucked. I mean, that really sucked. But I finally got into, because I'm beyond all these injuries and stuff, I need to get better habits. Sorry, I'm moving around, facing away. Anyway, got to get better habits and all that. So I finally got back to deadlifts, and oh my gosh, they felt good. I mean, I didn't do a ton. The thing is, for me, a deadlift isn't where, like, I'm not trying to be a power lifter. So just doing, what was I doing? 255, which is, for reps, I mean, like large reps, and my grip gave out sooner than anything else. So that's embarrassing. But yeah, just finally getting back into it. So that's really cool. I did do that. But last week, the huge dude, some people were leaving early. He wanted to roll. I was the only one else there. Man, I got so smashed multiple times. So that's jujitsu. Anyway, something sad happened this week. And so I'm going to show something or other, but I better mute this. All right, add to stream. And here we go. All right, so this is gym stuff, but something sad. Now, the reason I was late, let's see who's here. Dude, we totally need to roll some bones someday. Cool. Oh, this is not the video here that you see in front of you, but the same spotter behind the guy in the blue was spotting when the guy in the blue passed away. So what you'll notice, they had another disc on there. I think the weight they gave didn't make any sense in pounds, because I think each of these is 45 pounds, but these are all in kilos, so I might be wrong. And some of the reds in kilos, depending on your brand, are like 60. So anyway, yes, we do need to roll some bones someday. I'd love to meet you guys. Anybody who does jujitsu, you'll be like, why do you talk about jujitsu, Blue, when you suck? It's like, because I love it. So anyway, but back to this poor guy. He's 33 years old, apparently. I'd never heard of him before. But you notice he's doing a pretty heavy weight here. He had another blue disc on top of this, and they said it was 405. That's not how you build 405 or 450. And it just didn't add up to me. So it was pretty heavy. It looks like if these are 60s, 60 pounds, which would be like almost 60 pounds. It's short of that because it's 25 kilos, whatever, 2.2 multiply. Anyway, he tried to go for this, but notice there's no catch on the uprights. So if he drops this, it goes to the floor or it pins him down. And that's what happened when he was doing the heavier weight. Same guy spotting him. This is extremely... all right, I'm just borrowing this from a news article. This is an extremely difficult way to spot. Like, what are you going to do? Push the body forward and pull the bar back? So as this guy went down in the other video, I was going to pause it right before he truly got into trouble. Like he goes down, you see him start to try and rise, and he doesn't, and that's where I would pause it. Where it goes from there is he bends forward. His spotter didn't and this, this is how he died. So that crushed with just weight, not breaking him, but that makes it really hard to breathe because you're curled up. And what happened was the bar gets on his neck and pushes his neck and head forward. It multi-fractured many cervical vertebrae, and he died a little bit later. Like, I don't think he died right there, but they got the bar off of him and he just falls back. They push the bar forward over his head as he's still squatted on the ground, and he just falls backwards into his spotter there, who apparently is working with him. But again, they're standing free with no catches underneath if the bar comes down. And what's his spotter supposed to do? Like, body check him in the back while pulling the bar backwards off of his shoulders? Like, that's going to be a really hard move with that much weight. So the point being, and I see you guys saying, there we go, StreamYard's finally caught up. Yeah, the point being, if whatever you're lifting, man, just use all the safeties, especially if you're doing something big. You never know. I saw one woman who died from a crushed neck because she was using a Smith machine. If you don't know what that is, the bar is built into the uprights and slides up and down. And somebody had her squatting, like box squats, which is where your butt sits down on something. But the bench she was box squatting on was between her legs extending forward. So when it got too heavy, because they were making her do 405, it pinned her head to the bench in front of her. Like, no, you got to have an escape, I mean, and her coach was terrible. She was in Latin America somewhere. So anyway, my point being, use all the safeties, learn how to do things the safest way. This dude, they were squatting without catches. Just watch your safety. Anyway, let's see what it says here. Remove. I'm selling a t-shirt that says safety third. Jeez. And by the way, here is what good failure looks like. Yeah, this guy always barks when he's exercising. Yes, he's on roids. Notice now he's slowing down here. That's 345, 625, and 10. Okay. That's why you have safety catches for that, because you lost it on, I think, either rep 9 or on rep 10. Anyway, his name's Levi. You can follow him on Twitter if you want. And really big late day. That's why I don't have like good links up and stuff like that. So let's see. We go remove. I've encouraged you all to safety. Let's see. Remove from studio. Which one's which? I don't know what videos I have here. This one's a minute and a half. I don't. What video is this? Is this my intro? Yeah, that's my intro. Sorry about that. Okay, remove. No, all right. I got myself straightened out. Let's see. And camera. Cool. All right, so thank you for being here. Work has been incredibly tough. I actually have work in my house now. Bringing home work is never healthy, but here we are. I got to babysit a server overnight. I have no idea what this first package is. Oh, all right. Why would anyone handle that much weight without a catch? Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. So I don't know what this one is. Oh, yeah. I know what I meant to say about that spotter. You know, if you pray for people, one, you know, pray for the family of the guy who passed away, because that's really unexpected. He was doing what he loved, but it was terrible. And the spotter, can you imagine how guilty he feels right now? Pray for him too. There we go. What do we got? Even then, that safety catch was too low. You want it just below minimum extension. Let's take another look. I bet you're right. All right, how far? These are his early reps. Let's get to a later rep. Okay, so yeah, this could be easily up further than it is now, so he doesn't have to crunch down so low to ditch it. You're right. Yeah, thanks, Tank. Let's watch him fail again. Yeah, look how far that had to fall. Tank is right. I also heard another clue from a coach that if you're watching somebody and they get all wobbly, and he's was it like the strongman type coach, but you're watching somebody and they get all wobbly on a rep, their next rep is going to fail, and they show that over and over and over again. Good advice coming from Tank. I'm going to wait for it to pop up. Just a little lower than he was. Do this with an empty bar to get your form. You know, and I always warm up with starting with something really light, just as a first rep to check my form, you know, get that mental focus. Some people don't believe in mind-muscle connection. It's just mental focus. It's okay. And let's see what we got. So yeah, Tank knows what he's talking about. And, oh, yeah. Okay. I know what this is. This is the book of that PDF I reviewed. It's huge. Let's see. Here's a normal comic book for comparison. So much can go wrong with squats. I haven't done it in a while, but it's dangerous. Yeah. And, you know, we try to take beginners and put them in strength positions like squats. Squats are a skill. It's okay to use machines and build up strength in different muscles that way, rather than just jumping straight to like the big three and saying you got to get stronger at these. Those are strength and coordination, even benching. So it's all right to use machines. Let's see what we got here. I haven't always been a potato. Bro, I feel you, man. You know, you always think how much weight, you always think you could lose so much weight, and turns out you could lose way more. You ever see those people like hold up a whole bunch of fat and they're like, this is 10 pounds. I'm like, that's bigger than what I got around my middle. Yeah, but I could probably lose 25 or I need to lose probably 25. So. Okay, fat ferret. That's hilarious. Anyway, thank you all for being here. We are off of the safety vamp and activism of the day. Uh-oh, I think I got some tape goo on this guy. That's not good. So this thing's big. It's got some handling marks in it. I think you can see those in the reflection there. Machines do that sometimes. Yeah, I reviewed this quite some time ago. I didn't give you guys the ending. Yeah, this is what is available on Fund My Comic. The guy who did, is it Crimson Skies? His Yeetza Lemons is the guy who did this, and this was just a little quick thing he did. It's a good read. It's, if you remember, it is a good read. Earth is having problems. Guys go to the moon for a mission. I think it because the mission goes wrong, and there's a problem up there. I think what's really important here is, people getting their job done, stuff like that, how they fight to get the mission done, regardless of what it looked like in the end. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm flipping really fast. I apologize. Oh, you know what? My camera's messed up. There you go. This is the art. Down. Book is too big. Yeah, I like the art. I'm glad it's a big format. So as you can see here, his suit is leaking. Let's see. I'm 5'10", 220 with a 38. I am between 210 and 212 with a 37. So, and the same height. So yeah. Give you a little more of the art by flipping back. Oh, we saw this page. Saw that page. Here we go. Really cartoony. I'm a big fan of 4x3 pages. Oh, okay. 4x3 magazine pages. Is this 4x3? Maybe, yeah. Close enough. Let's move everything over. All right, the little icon on StreamYards is telling me that I'm getting slow upload. So if I'm jittering and stuff, let me know. Cool. Okay, I'm going to see what's on the back cover. The teddy bear. If you read the story, this will mean more. I think in some of the art, I saw something I didn't see when I read it. I thought I saw in one of these early pages, marker. Like where you get a black field, but you can see where the little marker is in it. And sometimes it's really cool when you notice it. Anyway, okay, next book. So thank you, Eats Lemons. That is from Fund My Comic. There you go. This one is a catching up. I got it from Indiegogo, and I know Lion Ratton, I think, and maybe somebody else mentioned. Don't get me wrong, I like 2x3 standard American format just fine, but magazine is my favorite. Cool. Somebody in Lion Ratton, I think, mentioned to me, bring out books that we can still buy instead of ones we can't get anymore. And I think this one might not be one you can get anymore. Like, it was an Indiegogo in demand when I got it, in demand right after I got it. So there we go. Albatross. Oh, it's a sticker. Yeah, you might as well go and try orangebookcomics.com if this looks interesting. Posters. Okay. Orangebookcomics.com. Let's see if they got it. if this tickles your fancy. Dude, there's a lot of posters here. Did I order this or did he just bonus it out? What does that say? Kelly? I'm not sure what that says. But the book is Albatross Junction. Yeah, so it's upside right that way. This is cool. A book from space, or the planet. If I recall, this is like a post-apocalyptic, the sun burned out story. Nice. Forgive me for talking fast. I am trying to hurry. You guys who are here all the time know that I get nervous constantly. So when I stream, so yeah, I talk fast. There we go. What do we got? That's interesting. All right. Don't know who these people are. As always, it'll mean more when I read it. Okay, Felix isn't here, but I'm going to look up Orange. There's an Orange Book Comics and see if I can get you a link. Duh. Hey, Mo. Well, now that Mo's here, we can talk about anime. There we go. Copy. Okay, am I unfrozen now? Thanks for telling me. Great. Sucks to be frozen. Anyway, but now that Mo's here, we can talk about anime, is what I was saying. And here is the link. Paste. JUNCTION. Albatross Junctions. And I totally misspelled that, but the link should be valid. That's a copy paste. So everybody's happy to see Mo. Mo, thanks for being here. Tank, thanks for being here too. Ratton, I appreciate the support. So, that must be because of the anime comment. Okay. Mo, it was wonderful having you. Thank you. All right, so I'm putting the link in there just in case this looks interesting to you. I have not read it yet, so it's not, recommended yet. It just tickled my interest. How do you? Oh, I see what he did. He tucked it. He's a tucker. All right. There we go. And the board is in backwards. Dang it. So, okay, semi-matte, barely gloss cover. Feels nice. Cover is a little bit off-sized relative to the book. It's staple bound, but looks square bound. So I think some of these made to order. It feels like a made to order print. Yeah, so looks real floppy. Pages inside are somewhat silky, like they came from Australia. Okay, this is book one. Let's see what it says. And now the stormblast came. He was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his overtaking wings and chased us so long. Huh. Okay. Let's go look at these meat popsicles here. we got people. They look cold. Yeah, not sure we would last more than a week if the sun disappeared and everything went dark. There we go. Now we got some lights on. It's stylized art, but it also looks like, you know, a little bit beginner. I'm going to take a glance at number 3. Yeah, it's this one, and see if the art has changed. That one, the board was the right way. I posted extra Weeby replies on X just for Mo. Good. We'll convert him one day. Okay, again, the cover still feels a little bigger than the book, at least on the back. That's a print-on-demand thing. There you go. So another staple bound, but folded like it's square. And yeah, I think the art looks same style, but it looks like he's improving. You have to have an account and be logged in even to see X's, aka tweets. Yes. I noticed a little bit ago I wasn't logged in when I clicked a link to something in Twitter, like from a news article. And instead of getting the tweet in the whole thread where it was, you just get the tweet and you can't scroll anywhere unless you're logged in. They're probably doing this to combat data scraping and bots, which is what they said, and it makes sense. You know, what you can and can't get logged in. And I agree with taking all those AI developers who just stole things, or not stole, but took everything from Twitter and took so much that they really should have compensated, and saying, you can't have that anymore. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, yeah, I think that the art sharpened and firmed up a little bit between these two, that the shapes are a little bit more solid, you know, like frozen solid. I'm sorry. They're a little more anatomically consistent. All right. So there's no synopsis. That's a cool cover. Don't bots usually have accounts? Not if they're Russian. I'm kidding. Take this out. Whoops. There we go. Okay, and he's doing the thing where part of the next cover is on the back. So there's your next cover. That'll be number 4. So, all right, just something to look at. So let's see. Albatross Junction. I got to allow a lot of scripts on this one. Give me a synopsis. Okay, in the 29th century, a rogue planet without a sun, on a rogue planet without a sun. This futuristic sci-fi thriller is set in the brooding atmosphere of the human race in its death throes. As the founder and leader of Quantum Heights, one of the only cities, Donovan Cordova has won a second sun satellite to ensure the survival of his people. Okay, is that like on a radio contest or something? Anyway. I can already feel my voice wearing out. Sorry if I'm tired. I drove 6 hours today. Receiving alert, in addition to the work I did. But anyway, receiving alerts from his secret laboratory in a frozen wasteland of Albatross Junction, Donovan is a man-at-arms. Donovan and his man-at-arms, Joe Dobbs, set out to investigate. Let's see what I got. Why am I not sharing? There. Yeah, so that's the blurb for number 1. Sorry, I didn't show it. Number 2, while Donovan Cordova deals with a mysterious humanoid he encountered on Albatross Junction, John Dobbs is fighting for his life against a Talian alien monster, the Dybbuk, D-Y-B-B-U-K. What do we got? Hey, how you doing, Tobor? Thanks for being here. Bots have accounts. Greeting. I'm not surprised you've been running through my mind all day. Oh boy. Okay, stack these up kind of nice, or gently, or whatever. All right, one more to open because I got tons here. This one feels light, and it's from Chimera. So, what did I order from him that weighs a feather? Let's see. Remove. And stop that screen. Oh, I didn't even have to peel the tape off, but you know what? I can't believe Tolor big-leagued me after all this time. I don't know what that means. So, a helium comic book. It may be. Stretch. Oh, I know what this is. This is the ash can. Yes. I hope you guys can hear when I throw the boxes aside. Chimera, always tape at an angle. All right, anyway, being silly. This is his ash can for something coming up next. So yeah, a nice little preview. Credits? It's when someone you know becomes famous or popular and forgets they know you. Oh man, that's right. I didn't know what that was called. Volume 3 preview, written by Chimera, art by Preston Acevedo, and letters by Ibai Canales. I don't know if I say his name correctly. All right. So we got some art. There we go. It's lettered. You can read it. This is all inked. I don't see anything lacking pencil or lacking ink yet. Maybe at the end? No, it's fully inked and lettered. So cool. Now, I didn't see if anything showed up today, but I was up to 22 packages. So this means I'm down to 19, and there are going to be more this week before next Monday. So I've got plenty of stuff to keep opening for you guys. All right, cool. I am going to read that later. Thank you, Chimera. All right, now I'm really wanted to have more books read. I wanted to get Thomas Valiant for you guys, but I couldn't. It's just not enough time with everything I've got going on. Oh yeah, I said something earlier about if you're the praying type. Yeah, also if you're the praying type, I'm still trying to nail down a new weekend job because that's how I pay for my gym and comic books. I don't want to have to stop backing people's books. So I'd really appreciate a weekend job, you know. Send something upward for me. But instead tonight, I got 2 books. Outlaw Nights really doesn't get the attention it deserves. We're going to talk about it later. I'll just pop it out now. There we go. I like the matte finish on this cover, but I'm setting that aside. There we go. All right, he's ready to go. First is Blackheart Manor. There we go. Oops, static. Okay. I like. Wait, hold on. Give me a minute. I like the books that I see from Gilly. So Gilly, I'll get his name right in a minute. That's alcohol. His name is something like Gilly Writes Comics or something like that, and I always misread it as Gilly Writes Good Comics because that's what I think of him. So, oh, those are scratches. All right. You know what? This thing's probably gross by now. Anyway, so I have read his Pistolera, and what else has he got? He had Pistolera, which could have been a series, but was perfectly fine as a one-shot. And then he had Lair. That was another horror intro that could have started a series, and it should have. It was not written to be a one-shot. And then, okay, we're clean. Yes, I wash my hands before I touch the comics. So, trash. And then he put this one out, and he's the guy who also did Grom, the Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. The first one was pretty good. I read it only halfway, but it's 4 issues in one. Anyway, so this is a horror he did with, I think, not to dox anybody, but here we go. Marinus Regina is the story co-creator. Gilbert Deltrez, Deltrez. He's the writer and co-creator. J.L. Giles is the arts letter and design and co-creator. He has an editor, Jamie Johns. And then there's a musical theme. Maybe I have to download that. But on YouTube, he lists Dark Side is Comics. And that guy does really good reviews. I think he's Swedish. I'm not sure. But he does reviews. If you like another review channel, go get his. I had to set the stream up really fast. I got to remember later to add his links into the stream description because I didn't put in it. I put almost nobody's links in here. Also, if you do want an online coach, I put all the coaches again in the stream. And if anybody is looking for an artist, please consider hiring Shabby. His link is already in the stream description. That's under get an artist and then get a coach, and then like everybody I've featured already. There's a lot in my descriptions now. I should edit it. It's a giant block of text. All right, so we start 1 year ago. Why do they do this? And then it goes to present day. Why not just do this and then later you say 1 year later? So, why do they do that? So anyway, but yeah, Dark Side does good reviews. I don't know what his role is on this book because I don't want to assume who's who, and I don't want to link a real name to stuff like that. Oh yeah, I talked to that dude in Sugar's chat sometimes. Okay, cool. Wait, Deltriz or Darkside? All right. Our story starts and the house is on fire, and not just the roof. So yeah, you're gonna need water for this one. And we see fire, and then Darkside. Okay, cool. I like his channel. I enjoy listening to him. And so there was something in here other than flames. I think I saw something. Oh yeah, she's right there. I wonder if that's just a shadow. But anyway, there's a narration here in a dark voice in black. This matters. While I was reading this, I was thinking, I used to not really be into horror, because to me, a horror was just a lot of gore. But then there's horror that's well done. Like the first Halloween movie where Michael Myers is a force of nature. Never seen it. But after listening to Professor Geek and what's his name? And Fan Man, and then Big Al isn't into horror either. But between Professor Geek and Fan Man, I realized what I've been missing out on. So it's horror has to be well done and not just about people, just like anything. Like I already understood, sci-fi can't just be about the technology, and Star Wars isn't sci-fi, it's space wizards or some argument like that. I don't know, whatever. So I read this with an eye towards what is it going to, what is the downfall lesson that horror is supposed to teach us. I remember long ago from some lit class or whatever that horror is supposed to show you or demonstrate the unholy so that you remember what the holy is. And I'm thinking like, I think the world has forgotten that designation. Like that's some really old thing. Excuse me, I cough. Oh, dry. Gore is just one type of horror. Yeah, I know. But when I was a kid, a girlfriend of mine, like 7th grade, I think, so she lent me her VHS of The Nightmare on Elm Street. and I was fascinated with that world. It was really cool. Hey, Felix, how you doing? Thank you for being here. My voice is already starting to go, buddy. Oh man, if I cough too much, I'll get hiccups. Okay. House is on fire. There's a dark voice says, no, this doesn't make sense. She should be dead. So we're getting elongated narration, which is totally fine. I like the face. These appear to be two different people, and this is just creepy. I thought I could face my fears. Is that her thinking? Because that same voice was just thinking she should be dead as she's escaping the flaming house, and there's this face in the house behind her. But my fears faced me. That's cool. There's something unholy about this place. Mm-hmm. You guess? You wonder? Glowing eyes. Anyway, in the foyer, she didn't bring me here. It did. All right. So what's talking? Is that this guy? It looks like Baldy. All right. And it wants me. Oh, sorry. And it wants me more than anything in this world. And here, weird words here. AGHNA. I tried to read it backwards too, and I couldn't pronounce anything from it. Like just pronouncing it backwards, where TH, it's no matter which way you go. Anyway, but Agna Ma Gra Shog Thona. Okay, and then it's repeated and there's chanting and whatnot. And some dude is out here in a hood. You'll notice on the cover there are dudes in hoods. So, and that was weird. But whatever's chasing her, it gets her. And that's why I titled this "Into the Void." Little occultic symbols around her as it's chasing her. He's disembodied. All right, this is different. I don't think these are the same person, but sure. Because he's got tentacles reaching for her. So I'm just trying to figure all this out as I'm reading it. Sorry, I was trying to figure it all out. Just look at the details. And so I paid a lot of attention to details when I read this. And thankfully, it didn't take away from the fun. So we open with a boxing match. And I've encountered this in jiu-jitsu where when I have to train with one of the ladies, I just don't put all my weight on them and stuff like that. Because, you don't want to break anybody. We just got hellos. Okay, cool. But our character here is afraid of going all out on her. She's not afraid of going all out on him, etc. I think Gil does a good job of getting us in the present day right here in New Stockridge Fire Department. He does a good job of using dialogue and interaction to demonstrate the characters to us. And we've got the coach and then this guy who looks like John Constantine in the background. And I'm just going to identify him as Constantine. These names are escaping me. I think that's Han. The one saying Scheisse and cussing in German and whatnot. But these two are on loan from an exchange program. You find out later. There's some dude outside here curling his hose. And they're discussing the property that we just saw where the abandoned property up on the hill, that creepy place on the hill, is now going to the city has decided instead of destroying it, they're going to just let the fire department use it for practice. And that's what John Constantine is telling this guy. This guy is the father of the girl we just saw taken and killed. Or was she killed? Her dad. All right. And our main chick here, they're noticing that these two ladies look alike, whatever. So anyway, he's saying, yeah, you guys can go up there and do a practice burn and use it for training and all this. So that gets them up there. And they decide to go out on the mission. She pulls him aside. Here he is with his daughter. That's the girl we just saw get eaten by the house. This looks way better than Danny's IP about a shady figure who lures unsuspecting victims into a dilapidated house unit where they succumb to the horrors of addiction. Crackheart Manor. Okay. I think that's Crack Pack Manor, something like that. But I was completely absent when the whole Crack Pack thing happened, by the way. So I'm not fluent on all the memes. So they drive up, etc. Turn a page. The young lady who's still alive pulls him aside to talk about the theme here, and the theme is letting go. So how here they talk about, they even mentioned how he needed to let go of the fact that his daughter is there. Oh, I'm sorry. Constantine Light over here is also delivering the bad news that they're ending the investigation into the disappearance of his daughter. That all they know is that she went to this house. And so he's kind of happy to use it to burn down, because she's gone. So it's supposed to be 1 year later, but for some reason I got the idea it was like 3 years later. Anyway, they get in, they're going to divvy up and check the house out so they know what's inside before they set fire to it and use it for training. There are some other firefighters who show up at the last second. These three guys. Yeah, it's these three. So we got a nice little team going into the house. And then they discover, and I think things move pretty quickly. They discover underneath the back of one of the stairs, on the side of the stairs, is this little doorway with stones on it. And there's no door in it, it's just a doorway. And one of the guys, the latecomers, is, gets caught in cobwebs right away. But because they split up into groups, he has to yell for help and whatnot, and they finally come after him, and then they get in there, and this is what they see: pictures everywhere, and this eye watching, the eye that matches his brooch, and is also the Call of the Void logo right there. All right. What do we got? Crackpack Manor. Of course it's a direct attack. Libelous. Anyway, so this thing switches into abstract mode really hard and fast. You get a little bit of there's something real still going on after this guy gets caught in the cobwebs, but soon everybody's hallucinating, and our Hans character is still with the girl. He's seeing all kinds of things in the pictures on the walls. In the real part of the house, she's just seeing a mirror. It goes on a bit. What ends up coming about eventually is a little bit of background story about some woman who was killing people. I'm just going to keep it simple like that because I can barely remember. But there's something occultic there. And then back to the theme of letting go. So we get around to where the father, the characters all go through different things. And some of them want to escape, but letting go is a problem. The father is the one where the theme hits on letting go, and they're watching other people die, but they're for some reason having trouble turning around and getting out of there, which would have been really easy like earlier on. So his daughter, he sees his daughter talking to him eventually. All right, so here she is, and there's the dad. There's the picture she's in. I'm waiting for that. Nice nipples. Don't let Bancroft see that page. He'll flip out. Yeah. So there's the daughter, and I'm really summarizing. She pulls the hood down. They're talking, and it's this weird conversation about, can you let go? All right, let's see. Shut the hell up. I can't hear her, is what the father is saying to the other two colleagues. And his hallucination is just enormous. This is not good. We need to leave. Lieutenant Becca, that's the other young lady. It's coming alive again. Do you see it now? And she's like, yes, I see it, but how? And he's like, I'm here, baby girl. And he's grabbing the picture. Something just fell. Oh, yeah, my label. All right. Becca, we need to leave this place. Becca is the girl who's alive. She's already gone into the dark magic of this place, referring to the daughter. And the daughter is screaming, let me go, while jumping at him. And he's like, I got you, baby girl. Knows the tentacles are now coming out of the frame there. And people are, mein Gott. And this is what it turns into, is now he is in the picture as the tentacles coming in. And it's like, oh, I get the horror theme now. If you can't let go of some things, they will consume and ruin your life. What do we got? I guess I should have called it something besides Angry Birds. Whoa, okay. Anyway, I missed something. So, nice nipples. Here we go. I ended up getting sued, not by Danny, over my IP, where I chopped Danny up and and turn his scraps into a birdhouse. Well, that's what ventriloquist dummies are for. But every bird that goes in turns into a hater who attacks everyone who has fun. It's a good thing it's an X. Oops. So I like the theme here. Outlaw Nights. Something besides Angry Birds. Now I get it. Yeah. I like the theme here about being able to let go, and what happens to everybody. They're crushed by this. They're trapped because the father couldn't let go of his daughter. I do think 1 year is a little quick, but traditionally 1 year is a mourning period. Like in Jewish law, you were supposed to stop mourning after 1 year. And then we get down to here, and now the daughter has taken on the role of the occult priestess we saw earlier. She has pulled out her father's heart, and now she is speaking with the black voice. You made this possible when your heart went from gold to black. And there's another theme in there about that. But she does say dad. It's longer. It goes back here, but she is addressing her dad. Notice the house also looks like an eye, but the eye is built with a door. Little prologue, though. Here is a eulogy. And the guy giving their eulogy is the John Constantine dude. And at the end, he quotes Isaiah, I think. Yeah, he quotes Isaiah and then closes the Bible in front of him. And it's this Necronomicon with tentacles coming out of it that I am covering up with Felix's happy face. There we go. Right there. So the whole deal is he's part of the cult, and he sent them there on purpose to be devoured by the house. Wicked. Just interesting. So there's your bedtime story. Thank you for listening. I think Gil did a good job. The art, once you get into the art, it is easy to see each character and distinguished. So they're all different enough that you can tell who's who. Yeah, so there's no confusion there. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they didn't burn the house later. And what else is there? Yeah, even though it goes abstract pretty fast, it's not too much of a distraction from getting the story and the point of the story. So let's see. What do we got? Outlaw Nights. Oh yeah, so Gilly writes good books. I mean, they're short, but they're good. They're worth a read. So I support him. And the art does the job. It's not confusing, I should say. Even though everything's like all twisted, like Escher. Where was I? Something Angry Birds. Big old thunderstorm just rolled in. Cool. That's why I'm having to do so much work. Is it wasn't a thunderstorm, but somebody had a power outage, and I know thunderstorms and power outages go together. But we've had some stuff destroyed, and I have a server to rebuild. Anyway, even a house deserves a home cooked meal now and then. Nice. Very good. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. I thought of a joke earlier and I totally skipped it because it was supposed to be welcome. Anyway, welcome to the premier independent comics synopsize style book review channel. That's what I am. Because the only way I am the premier anything is to get down to that niche of a niche. But I'm glad you guys actually like the synopsizing style of book review where you get a summary out of it instead of, just less, I guess. Sorry to hear that. Oh, thank you. So do support Gil with I think Galactic Rodents of Mayhem is closed on Kickstarter, but check out Fund My Comic. I think it might be on there. All right, water time. All right, Outlaw Nights. This was a worthwhile book. It was supposed to be a full 48, but it's not. It's 26. It has not gotten the attention it deserves, I think. And his campaign for number 2, he launched at the wrong time. And he was on his own stream for the launch, and he was really nervous about where are people, stuff that's not good to say out loud. But I don't think I don't think that bodes well for people wanting to be interested in your book. So he was just really nervous and had a bad day and launched on the wrong day. And that was a long time ago. But his number 2 should be doing way better than it is, or than it was on that first campaign. I haven't looked at his current campaign on Fund My Comic, so I don't know how it's doing. But this book originally was going to be a 48, and then it had to be cut down for time and other reasons and whatnot. So when he finally recampaigned this one, it was just the 26, and it cut at a pretty good place. There's one page that kind of confused me a little bit in the art. There are 2 artists on this, and I was talking with Liam, I think Liam Gray. No, not I think Liam Gray. Sorry, I was talking with Liam somewhere in the past week, and it was on one of his streams, and he was saying he doesn't want to change artists in the middle of a book, and it's okay. Sometimes it just has to be done. I say try to arrange it so it can be like a chapter break, something like that. But this guy Ben Fuselier had to change artists in the middle of production. And let's see, can you see there? He stamped this thing. So let's see. A lot of people get trigger happy and launch their THEIR books before enough people know who they are or are excited about the book. I mean, they're free to do that, but it's going to be an uphill slog. Yeah, absolutely. This book was featured on Bancroft's channel, and I think that's why it did well. And since then, he's been on a few channels, and he's a nice enough guy. But, it's just, I don't know if the times have changed, but it's sloggy. So I enjoyed the book. I just reread it to make sure that I can go back on it. He's got a stamp here, which is a nice touch, although, it could be destructive. So that's what it looks like. He's got pages here where he gives the credits, and he needs a space between the PP and the 1. That sounds really bad. Anyway, but his pages, plural, double P, it was hard to read, and I'm like, well, they did page 11, and no, it's 1 through 11, and my dyslexia kills me. But he's got one team on 1 through 11, and then 13, 14, which gets us to the staple all the way up to here. And I think this art really fits the book. And then this sheet, both sides, that's one artist. And then Sim took over on this page, and then from this page onward. So Sim, I think I was told, somebody said this about Sim, worked and adapted his style to make sure that it was pretty close to what's in here. There are some differences. It's okay. Yeah. As soon as I said it, Mo, I knew. All right. Anyway. So what do we got? We got an outlying space station, and the blue is our narrator, Cyrus. And people ask him, "Are you Cyrus?" And he says, "I'm Deadly Cyrus." So, moving on. But this is Cyrus. These are Cyrus's thoughts right here. I think the opening is pretty good, where he says, when you get stuck, you think you have your life figured out, and you find it monotonous as hell. I envy that. That's what he's saying. So his deal is America lost World War III, and he's from Middle America, so he's a Midwesterner. Gee, everyman. And then it's an everyman character. But they're having some kind of emergency. There's a virus on their computer system. They're saying the gala is going on. These guys are the colony is Therese, and the planet is Andraste. What do we got? Yo, hey Ian. Shouldn't you be sleeping? I'm kidding. So everybody say hello to Ian. The planet is Andraste, if that's how you say it. Don't care. Anyway, and then this is under the Neo-European Union, or NEU, occupation. So this colony is occupied by the Neo-European Union, which won a war on Earth. And he survived in the war. He was a little kid when the war happened, so he doesn't remember a lot of it. But he's from the Midwest, so instead of everything else, I can't sleep. Oh man, I'm sorry. Greg is here with hell, except lower. My voice cracked. I'm sorry. Hell. All right. Ian, America lost World War III. Not to who? To whom? The entirety of not America, pretty much. Apparently to Europe, which shocks me. Hail one and all. Got some greetings going on. Okay. So they're having an emergency. All the security forces are getting together. There's a virus. They've got a gala of some kind going on with art to protect. They're running down the halls. And I think the art in this is just really great, to be honest. As a weightlifter, I'm like, hey, he's getting his anatomy right. Look at that toe off for power right there. You can't see because of the glare. There you go. He's toeing off for power just perfectly. It's the guy draws well. I didn't read you the credits. The story. So Ben Fuselier, Fuselier, is the creator. Render Contender was the original artist, and then Simon Potier took over, and then colors were originally by Press Color for the first part, and then Simon Potier's artwork was colored by Michael Beacon, and then of course Eric Weathers lettered all of it. So Render Contender did this one. No, I'm not doing that. Power that toe powerfully. Thank you. Yes, just mock me. So that's what I'm here for. Anyway, so I think all the art is spot on. Our guards get into wherever they're going in the first place, and our two thieves are surprised that the guards got there so fast. This isn't going according to plan. I like how the art is laid out. In this case, there's one other page that confuses me, but in this case, 5 minutes, huh? Bits. Damn it! And Bits here is holding up his hand to say 5. Let's see. Did I skip a piece of dialogue that mattered? They're getting into the control room. They bust in. Oh, hands behind your back, drop them. Yeah. So I like how this all looks very natural. This is how people behave. And all right. So once in the control room, sorry, skipped a page. Did I skip a page? Nope. Okay. But they're yelling through the door. Here is where the hostages are being taken. The bartender. These guys in charge, hostages kneeling. They're talking through the door, and he's saying, let the hostages go. We can, let you move on like nothing happened or something like that. And finally, this dude who's in charge of the heist that's going on, it's a heist, busts through the door. So shooting starts. And these guys surrender. And this is what it looks like. So here's our dude in charge. Here's just another thug. And he decides to just disobey and kill 2 dudes. And it turns out they have rules. Rules are you don't do that. If people surrender, they get a choice. Oh, okay. So you can join the pirates if you surrender. All right. In this art gala, whatever's going on, nobody's exactly sure what they're doing, but really subtle down here is the bartender's hand, and he's looking down while these guys are pointing guns at him. And in his hand, there's a holographic projector that says data upload complete. So yeah, go give this a look over on Fun My Comic. All right, so the bartender, data upload complete. And meanwhile, everybody here doesn't know exactly what they're looking for in terms of a data download. So upload, download, these are not the same. Cyrus decides he's going to charge ahead on this guy, and blam. Big eyes, whatever. Who is this with the shotgun? Lost track of him. He's not this dude at the bar who, strangely, did we get a good look at this guy at the bar? Where is he? I noticed something about him. Yeah, up here. This looks like if Sean Penn got in shape. That's what that guy looks like. All right. Anyway, so Cyrus charges them, gun goes off. It's the bartender. The bartender has shot the guy who was pointing a gun, or our Sean Penn character who was pointing a gun at Cyrus. Yeah, and Cyrus was charging him. So the little thugs start getting killed off, and it's like, whose side are you on? and there's a split going on. It's like they did this heist to get rid of their thugs, in my interpretation. So here we go. Why would the pirates want a bunch of proven surrender monkeys on their side? I don't know. I think it's the thing is, the surrender wasn't that great either. So it's kind of like, if we beat you down, you have an option to join us. But okay. And then this is the page that initially confused me. So we're still on Render Contenders art. Nothing against Simon Poitier. But before, I'm sorry. Yeah, before we get to that page, because this is the next page, the bartender here is just cool as a cucumber. Now he's fighting alongside Cyrus, and then shoots him in the shoulder, and it kind of made sense why. It gives him cover for what comes next. So I think this was well thought out in terms of how to present what people are doing. So the bartender is grabbing Cyrus, and he's going to hold him as a hostage here. Yeah, that's the bartender. Slight change in coloring of the hair, coloring on Cyrus as well, and little hairstyle change there. So the second wave of security shows up. All right, for the heist. What's going on down here though is this confused me a bit. So we see this ship right there. It's a teardrop. It's this thing in front of windows. They're seeing this in front of the windows, and she starts shooting to open the windows. Or she's ready to shoot to open the windows. I didn't understand this page at first. This is what confused me. Everybody's saying hello. And let's not be so quick to dismiss Sim. He's no render offender himself. Okay. Anyway, the second wave of security guards show up, and the punks who are working for the pirates figure out there's nothing in the vault. What's going on? Yeah, that's really strange. So she starts shooting. I don't know where she is. So this is a little confusing too. But she's shooting, I think, at windows, somehow without hitting the people inside the windows to get them an escape. And here we see the bartender getting on the little drop-down ship. And then the drop-down ship goes back into the mama and off and away. So there's a heist. It's a setup. The strength of the writing here, though, is letting us know who the people are. And I don't mean who's on what team, but giving us a sense of the personalities, who's intelligent, who's not, that there's more going on behind the characters than just what it is. She's right there. That's where she is. Did I say something stupid that deserves that? Because I probably did. All right. Water. All right, so that's the strength of the writing. I think Ben putting that together really well. Instead of saying, oh, it's only 26 pages. Oh, it's only a setup. Who's on first? Anyway, and instead of making excuses like that for a book being lesser, I think he did a good job of giving us characters. And so the fact that the story cuts off a little bit short isn't really a problem in the writing or where it cut or anything like that. 26 pages totally works because the character is what you ultimately care about. If there's no character for you to care about and connect with, and you connect with people by understanding them, we know where these people are coming from, and or a little bit. We have motives. Beautiful piece here, by the way. Look at that. So this is Sim, I believe, if I read the credits right. So notice the Sim muscles on this dude, because that's how Sim draws everything. It's cool. Like big feet. He's got the angle down. So Sim did a good job in this one. But he wakes up, his arm is super healed. The dude watching over him, who is Bits from the scene we saw earlier, explains that they have a really good doctor they kidnapped at one point. How would you rate Ben's writing on a scale of Ben 1 to Ben 10? Okay. It's a Mo 8.5. No, maybe that's too much. It's a Mo 7. So, So we get a nice big... Now, in the promo material for book 1, there was an arm getting chopped off, and that's not in this book, because how the book had to be released, of course, as I've said, has changed. We do get a nice piece here from Sim on, showing the bridge of the ship, and there's our lead pirate. He kind of explains the rules. It's not overly expository heavy, so that's a good one too. You get what's going on. You understand personalities and motives going into this, and he understands why Cyrus would be hesitant, so that's a good thing too. I like how this is told visually without it being explained. Yeah, this is funny. It says Rider Heart L. So somebody gave him that flask, or yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's whiskey. Tries to have a drink with Cyrus, who's not into it, and Cyrus has to make a choice. He can either be killed now or become a pirate with them for at least a little while until one of the future stop-offs. So he's the everyman who just wanted to be left alone. Call to adventure, so we're getting hero's journey stuff. He denies the call at first because he doesn't really want to go with them, but he's kind of forced into it anyway. So yeah, it's the opening of the hero's journey. And there's several characters who could play, whether it's the bartender or the lead pirate, who could play as the wizened one to guide him. And that's it. And we get a filler page back here showing a preview for the next one. So those are the strengths of the book. I really don't see what it's lacking that number 2 isn't getting the attention it deserves. So yeah, this deserves attention. All right, there you go. So hey, Felix, thank you for posting the links. Let's see what we got. All right. I back this book every time he makes a campaign. Yeah, me too. The arm represents the story getting chopped. And yet that's not in this book. Okay, cool. Yeah, good symbolism. Cool. I like that. Outlaw Night. Okay, we got a link. That's it. Nice and short today. I made it in, wow, an hour and 12 minutes instead of 2.5 hours. Awesome. I hope you guys appreciated the stream. Thanks for being here, especially everybody who watches this on a replay. I appreciate you guys catching replay. That's really cool of you. Let's see. Did I have? Nope, that's the outro. Yeah, don't break your neck by letting a barbell fall forward. And Edwin is just getting here. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hide me. There we go. Yay! Later. Have a good one. Add to stream. Yes, it's the orange peel. By the way, if you guys don't know, my little teddy bear, if you see that thing next to his head, that's a beautiful woman's hip as she's laying on a bed in her underwear reading books. And the thing in front of him is a bowl of popcorn. And I'm like, I can totally associate with that. Beautiful women and popcorn? Yeah. Thank you guys very much. If you want to leave feedback on it, you can pick this one or go to like my previous stream and leave a comment to tell me anything I could improve or maybe what you think I did well. And that way I can gear the streams better towards the feedback. All right, guys, take care. Oh yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, bribe your family into subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. All that. Thank you.